Guys, we have a track list, half of it. So what happened was, if you don't have Spotify, you probably missed it, but Sleep Token's Spotify channel, yeah, they dropped like this hangman type puzzle, which looks like this. I'll pull it up right now, and it's basically 5 lines of a hangman type puzzle with blank spaces and some random letters thrown in there. Are they random? No, they're not. If you follow the second and the 5th line and you type it out, it's Emergence and Caramel. It's the 2nd track and the 5th track of the record. So the 1st, 3rd, and 4th track are kind of puzzles. But are they? On their House Viridian Instagram channel, their Instagram account, they dropped this. Ook to Windward, Pistsif, and Deuce. Now you might be thinking, oh, this is another inscription. We gotta go to the observatory, or we gotta travel to bumfuck England to decipher this. No, these are just the missing letters in the Spotify banner. So if you type it all out together, you basically got a track list. The first track is Look to Windward. I'll get into why that's significant. Second track is Emergence. The third track is Past Self. Now, a lot of us just took a very deep breath because that song is going to be heavy. Dangerous and Caramel, right? So these are the first 5 tracks on a 10-track album, even in Arcadia. Right. As a note, I'd like to point out that it looks like that's where the House Viridian and the Feathered Host come in. The first half of this. Oh, by the way, this thing was only released on the House Viridian Instagram. It was not present on the Feathered Host. It's not present on the Feathered Host at all. So this is House Viridian specifically, right? So the first 5 tracks are telling us the House Viridian narrative, which is the house must endure, right? So I think, and this is my opinion, let me know in the comments below if you agree with me or not, I think the first half of this album is going to be about acknowledging past trauma and all of the demons and the element of the past narrative that we know that he's bringing with himself into Arcadia, right? He's brought all this in, even in Arcadia, there am I. It all ties in. So the first half is going to be about acknowledging past trauma, calling out all the toxic fan base like he did in Caramel. And then the second half, track 6 to 10, is probably going to be thematically following the Feathered Host narrative, which is The Cycle Must End. So the first 5 tracks are going to be about acknowledging past trauma, bringing that with you in Arcadia. And then the final 5 are going to be about closing the door on that. Like, the cycle must end. You must move forward. How do we progress from here? So I think that's a really cool double narrative that they're breaking down in this album. It may be that, I hope. I don't know. It looks that way because the first 5 appear to be only House Viridian themed. So I'll get into Look to Windward. Emergence obviously was about referencing past trauma and everything, past self. We can kind of gauge what that's going to be about. Dangerous, pretty vague for a song title, but you know, we'll see. Caramel is about the toxic fan base. So this is all about his past and everything that he's had to deal with in House Viridian, which is the house must endure. I must push through this, right? And then the Feathered Host, the cycle must end. Now I must overcome this. I think that's what the album's going to be about. Anyway, Look to Windward could be a reference to 2 things. One, the term Look to Windward is basically saying look back at the beginning. You're looking to windward, you're looking at the point of origin, you're looking downwind, right? So where wind is coming from, you're looking that way, or upwind rather, not downwind, you're looking upwind. You're looking at the point of origin. So you're looking back and acknowledging where this thing is coming from. Another Look to Windward could also be a reference because he's made a lot of literature references, like even in Arcadia is the reference to the painting by Nicholas Poussin, The Shepherds of Arcadia, and the Shubro inscription and everything, very literature heavy there. Look to Windward could also be a reference to the T.S. Eliot poem, The Wasteland, which I did some Googling, and I consider myself to be an expert Googler. That I don't like how that sounds. That makes me sound like I should belong on a watch list. Anyway, Look to Windward is a line in a T.S. Eliot poem called The Wasteland, and the poem itself is about a bunch of different things, but this one section is about sort of this fisherman or merchant or something that drowns, and it's basically saying, it's the narrator saying, look at this person, learn from his mistakes, all ye who look to windward. That's kind of how that line goes. and look to Windward, look at where this began, look at where he ended, learn from his mistakes so you don't get caught in the same cycle of trauma. That's basically what that section of the poem is about. It's called The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Go look it up. But anyway, so emergence, we know. Past self, that's going to be a heavy one. I can already tell. Dangerous and caramel. So we got the first 5 tracks, guys. First 5 tracks. And I don't know when this is dropping. There hasn't been a hint as to when it's dropping. It could just be like they do this and then they'll do the same thing on the Feathered Host Instagram channel and drop another banner with like the Hangman style puzzle telling us the last 5 tracks are this, and then boom, the album drops. So yeah, I can't wait for the album to drop. I'll also take this moment to let you guys know I am streaming on Twitch. I'm doing live reactions on Twitch now. So come join me, come join in. I'm currently going through Ghost's discography and I'm reacting to all their albums and following that crazy narrative. And I will definitely be reacting to Even in Arcadia live when it comes out. Depending on the time it comes out, maybe that day or the day after, but I will be live reacting on Twitch. So follow me, I'll leave the link below. But anyway, that is the House Viridian narrative that I believe we are following. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next reaction. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.